Heraldo Energy. Today is the 14th of May 2018. Silencing paint. If you hear a voice within you say, "You cannot paint," then by all means paint, and that voice will start to go silent. I did the paraphrased version now. The original version is slightly different and is by Vincent van Gogh. How was my day yesterday? I also noticed that the lightning here is not strong enough inside of the room. And actually, that is a good sign because the weather outside is really, really great. And there's a super park day awaiting me. The door rings right now, so I'll try to make it super quick because this is Luca, who is here for a productivity session. All right, so how was my day yesterday? I'll do the short version. I had a really nice game evening together with Nina and Corinna, and I was playing the above and below game. And this time I was also already, I already understand the game, I can explain the game. So the whole complexity of the game was trimmed down, and I really enjoyed that game, especially now that I've played it for the third time. I also won the game, but that really doesn't do any big difference for me. I know that it does for others. And then later on, when I went back down into my apartment, I shared with Corinna that I also want to go dancing because I was not tired and I also liked the idea of it. And then immediately I heard her going back into an argument of I don't know. I call, for me, from my perspective, this is that's Luca. I will tell him in a minute, Luca. I will be there in 3 minutes. All right. All right. So. Oh yeah. For me, this is somehow related to this urge or need that to be on eye level, but not on a needs perspective, but more of on a if you did like the eye for an eye principle. And I really don't buy into this mindset. But that's actually not the main thing. Like the main thing for me was not. I also shared that I don't want to get into an argument when it comes to this. Who is allowed to do what? Because for me, that's really not the way that I see the world. But what struck me is actually happened before that. When she shared that, I really noticed how that even until that day, I was not successful in sharing the part. Like when I had a moment where I shared with her that I noticed how, which like from the outside I might perceive as naive, how she's not aware of social dynamic things that are going on. And I can easily see how her liking the macho and all these things on a very superficial level, she has what I see, very clear trigger buttons that are easily pushable, and she's not so aware of them in these moments. And this is what I noticed. And I shared that I don't feel very confident or safe when it comes to this idea of her doing things alone, where it's really easy to put her, where in my mind, it's really easy for her to put herself in situations that turn out to be real bad for the relationship. And that's what I shared. And she interpreted that as I'm not allowed to do X, Y, Z, and that's something that came up again. So instead of understanding what I'm actually trying to communicate, it is broken down into I'm not allowed to do X, and that now me sharing that I want to do something triggers this reaction in her, which for me, this is really something that I don't want to get into. And if I don't manage to get myself understood in this relationship, then we might as well have this whole thing in a different way where I'm doing what I want and she does what she wants. And I think that might be way easier than trying to make myself understood. And I tried that really hard over the last years. So that's a short version, small context here. What else happened? I went dancing and I had a great night. And that's the short version. What do I want to focus on for today? There's two things I want to continue the decluttering now digitally, and also the clothes that she, the rest of my clothes that I had in her room that are now here. I want to take care of them. And the second thing is I want to reach out to people to join the Cool Legend world. And that's it. I wish you a legendary day. As always, I'd love to get feedback, and I hope to see you soon.